Kristen and Lori, this white blanket that surrounds us does have a certain peace about it, as long as you're not stuck in the snow or snowbound and have no heat. We did find some people today who are enjoying our fourth round of snow and ice. The incredible power and beauty of a winter landscape. It's breathtaking. While the weather these past few weeks has been inconvenient for some, it's been a godsend for others. So many people love snow for the same reason they like Thanksgiving. It brings people together, while time stands still.
It's naturally beautiful, I think. It glistens. It's sparkly in itself, so it's peaceful and calming, I think.
I think it's just a really pretty scenery too, and it just kind of brings a calm to everything. It's like amongst all the craziness of schools closing and everything like that, when you kind of get out here, it's just kind of a calming thing.
Yes, we are!
It's kind of a fun thing too, especially for children trudging sleds and sliding down slippery hills. No one seems to be in a rush, except getting down the hill. All we want to do is experience the beauty of the day. Yeah. There's a lot of laughing involved, especially if you're building an igloo at the fire department headquarters. It doesn't matter how old you are playing in the snow. The point is enjoying each other's company.
It's fun. Kind of takes out from normally what we have to do in weather like this, so kind of a de-stressor.
Brings everybody together?
It does. It did for about 30 minutes and then they disappeared. But it did bring us together for a few minutes.
The snow has seemed endless. A heavy white blanket on the outdoors. It has a way about it, an endless beauty. The white blanket that covers our area reminds you, no matter how old you are or how much you have seen in your lifetime, things could still be new if you are willing to believe that things like this still matter.
Let me see that pretty smile. Let Mama see the smile.
Pat Smith is the permanent guardian for her granddaughter, Tiffany Smith. The 20-year-old, who has a rare genetic disorder, is on a ventilator, hasn't walked or talked for 14 years, and intellectually, her grandmother says Tiffany is like an infant. Until she was 4, she had been like other children. However, by the age of 7, things changed dramatically.
Her feet have never touched the floor since she was 7. She does nothing for herself. She can't lift her little finger.
Next month, in the middle of August, when Tiffany becomes 21, assistance from TennCare will change. For the last 5 years, there have been skilled nurses 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, caring for Tiffany and assisting her grandmother. But nursing hours will be cut come August 15th, Tiffany's 21st birthday.
Tiffany will be minus a nurse per TennCare, and we'll be cut from 168 to 112 as far as skilled nursing.
Mrs. Smith is disabled and draws a limited amount of money, about $800 a month. Her husband is disabled as well. He draws $1,200 a month. This notice from TennCare sent last month announced Tiffany's eligibility is being changed upon the date of her 21st birthday. What do you think of this policy change?
It's horrible. And not that she's any better than anybody else. I don't know who made this change, but it's across the board, I know that. But whoever made the change, sure, they didn't take into consideration cases like this.
We contacted TennCare about the reduction in hours for Tiffany. TennCare says, we want people to be able to receive care at home. There are, however, limits on the number of hours of home health nursing for adults, with most eligible for 30 to 40 hours per week. But adults who are ventilator dependent are eligible to receive considerably more in-home skilled nursing hours, as long as the overall cost does not exceed the cost of care for that person in a nursing facility. TennCare says many of its members with complex medical issues, including being ventilator dependent, are able to remain in their homes through the state's Choices program. But Mrs. Smith says Choices is limited and she has declined the service.
They're only housekeepers and bath givers, but they don't do no skilled care.
And that's what she would need.
Absolutely.
Because Tiffany is intellectually disabled, at 21 she'll be eligible for benefits from the Department of Intellectual and Developmental Disabilities. But presently there are more than 6,000 people on a waiting list.
Hope on paper is good, but hope in your heart is different.
And you're hoping for the best for her.
Yeah, so she's my life.
Presently, TennCare and Mrs. Smith are in the process of determining the best way to meet Tiffany's care under the new adult benefit guidelines. There have been discussions about possibly placing Tiffany in a nursing home, one that offers skilled nursing care, but Pat is against that idea. But on August 15th, the nursing care hours will be reduced.
Can't hardly see.
Guided only by their flashlight, Kim and Ricky Graham walk slowly down the sidewalk in front of their apartment. Despite complaints to their manager, the street lights here haven't worked in weeks.
And it's dangerous.
We called her numerous times.
Yep. I've called her 3 weeks in a row and no answer.
How many of you can't see when you walk out in front of your apartments at night? That's just about all of you. We talked with 20 people from Creekwood Apartments in Rocky Top. They're fed up with their lights being on the blink.
We want some light around here. I mean, when you open your door at nighttime, you can't even see who is at your door.
You've told management here?
Yes, they've been told.
And?
Well, they just don't do nothing about it.
For Grace Ellis, it's been dark in front of her place for 6 weeks.
That's when I first noticed them.
Just before Christmas.
A week before Christmas, they were out.
With no porch lights at about half of the 42 apartments, it's tricky finding the keyhole to get into the front door. To illuminate porches, some families have turned their bedroom lamps into outdoor lights. Roy Harmon is a little more basic in his approach.
I just ran a cord out from outlet in the house and tied it up with a string and made me a light.
To be fair, roughly 40% of the street lights do work. They were fixed in early January. Built more than 30 years ago, Creekwood Apartments are privately managed by a company out of Knoxville. The government-subsidized multifamily apartments are for low-income, elderly, and the disabled. USDA's Rural Development Agency provides oversight. We noticed the manager is scheduled to show up twice a week, 4 hours each day.
She's not here.
She doesn't show up.
She hasn't showed up since what, January 5th?
Somewhere around there.
Roy Harmon took us to the breaker box, which he says has been giving the maintenance man trouble for a long time.
And the last time Ronnie tried to turn it back on for us, sparks flew out of it, and he said, I'm done. I'm not messing with it no more. Right here, if you flip these on, it sparks and goes right back off.
We contacted USDA's Rural Development Agency about the problems here. They wrote us saying, on January 21st, the government was told by apartment management the lights have been out only for a week, that maintenance had tried to locate the short, but due to bad weather, they couldn't find the problem. When we visited 10 days ago, everyone had one simple request.
What do I want? Well, we all want the lights.
A few days ago, a crew from Knoxville was busy working on the problem, finding a number of underground wires, old and frayed.
They got some good people working here in Broadway Electric. They got good men work for them, and I believe by afternoon we'll all have lights.
And they were back on, all of them, pleasing the residents here.